do the left hand for Wilde Reiter, the Wild Horseman by Schumann. So when you start off the piece, the right hand has the pickup note, and then the left hand joins in. So the left hand will start with an 8th rest. Now the first thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be playing some chords. They are staccato chords mostly. We're going to start with our little finger on the A below middle C and the 3 finger on middle C itself. And we'll play those together in an 8th note chord, staccato. Then there's 2 8th rests. Then we add the E on top to make a triad chord. Play that. And then there's 2 8th rests. And then we play the same chord but legato for a quarter note. Now we're going to change the chord. We'll still have A on the bottom, but then we'll play our 2 finger on D and our thumb on F, and then that will immediately be followed by another of the A, C, E chords. So let's do the A, D, F chord, immediately followed by the A, C, E chord. Now this whole 2 measures sounds like this, and let's count it out. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, now we're going to move our hands down. You'll notice that for the first 2 measures, they had a treble clef for the left hand. See how they stuck that in there? It's just a little bit easier to write it that way rather than doing a whole bunch of ledger lines to show that they want you to play up near the middle. Now we're going back to regular bass clef. We will start with our little finger on E. Now this is the E below middle C. The 3 finger will be on G sharp. The thumb will be on B. This is a legato quarter note chord. So we'll hold it. And then we'll immediately follow that with an 8th note chord. It will still have E on the bottom. Then we'll put our 2 finger on A and our thumb on middle C. And this is a staccato 8th note chord. Then we will immediately follow that by another of the E, G sharp, B chords. So it'll be like, and that will be followed by 2 8th note rests. So that whole measure sounds like rest, rest. Now the 4th measure of the first line, we're going to use our 2 finger on A below middle C and our thumb on middle C. This is a staccato 8th note chord and followed immediately by an 8th rest, then another of the same chord A and C, and immediately followed by another of the E, G sharp, B chords, and then 2 more 8th rests. So the 4th measure sounds like this. Rest, rest, rest. That's the whole first line. I'm going to play the whole first line so you can hear what it sounds like. Oh, let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, we're going to start the second line. Now the second line is a repeat. The only difference that you will hear will be in the last measure of the line. So, let's go through it. We start again with the A and middle C chord with our 5 and 3 fingers. Rest, rest, add the E, rest, rest, E, same chord legato, followed by the A, D, F chord, and back to the A, C, E chord, rest, rest. Then we move our hand down, we do the E, G sharp, B chord, legato. Then we go up to the E, A, C chord, staccato, followed by another of the E, G sharp, B chords, rest, rest. And then the last measure is the one that's a little different. We still start with our A and C, middle C. Then we have our 8th rest. And then we're going to play E on the bottom, B on the top. We can use our 5 finger and our 2 finger. If you want to, for the first chord of this measure, use your thumb on the middle C and your 3 finger on A, and then you're all ready to play the next chord with your 2 finger on B and your 5 finger on E. And then you go right back to the A and C. So it sounds like this, that measure. We have the A and C chord, rest, followed by the E and B, and then immediately followed by the A and C chord again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, the pickup note is moved to the beginning of the piece. So that is why this measure only has 5 beats. Okay, I'm going to play the whole line for the second line. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have the third line, where the left hand gets the melody. It starts with a pickup note, an 8th note, pickup note, staccato. Our 5 finger will be on the C, below middle C. Now it's going to start the melody on the next full measure. Here we go. We have 2 finger on F, 5 finger C, 2 finger F, thumb on A. Then you can move your 4 finger to F, 2 finger A, thumb. Now this next 2 notes are legato. They're still 8th notes, but they're legato. Thumb on C, 3 finger A, thumb D. This is back to staccato. 2 finger C, 3 finger A, 5 finger F. So this whole phrase sounds like this. Now we're going to move our hands down a bit. Our 2 finger will be on G, below middle C. That's legato. Followed by 4 finger E, also legato. Then we go back to staccato. Thumb on A, 2 finger G, 3 finger E, 5 finger C. Then we go to the last measure of the third line. 2 finger F, 5 finger C, thumb on A, and then we have a chord, 8th note chord, C on the bottom with the 5 finger, and G on the top with the 2 finger, followed by an 8th rest. So this, the measures 3 and 4 together sound like this. And that whole third line sounds like this. We have our pickup note, an 8th note, 5 finger on C, it is staccato, and we start over again. It repeats itself on the 4th line, the same until we get to the very last measure. So let's go through that again. Our pickup note is C with the 5 finger, C below middle C, then 2 finger F, 5 finger C, 2 finger F, thumb on A, 4 finger F, 2 finger A, thumb on middle C, legato, 3 finger A, legato, thumb D, 2 finger C, 3 finger A, 5 finger F, 2 finger on G, legato, 4 finger E, thumb on A, 2 finger G, 3 finger E, 5 finger C, 2 finger F, 5 finger C, this is where it's different, 3 finger E, 2 finger F. So this whole line sounds like this. And that is the left hand. You will of course repeat the first 2 lines because it says DC al fine at the end, which means go back to the beginning and play until you get to fine.